I wanted to ask you, Coach, because you've had your share of adversity as well early in your career. ESPN had you as a D+ hire when you first got here, which is crazy to hear now because you're one of our coaching legends, one of the most winningest coaches in college football history. You win 6 games in 2010. I'm sure there was a lot of outside noise. I just would love to know from your perspective, Coach, like what did you learn about adversity getting through those moments?
Well, I mean, that my whole life I've had to deal with adversity, literally, so football ain't adversity to me. It's fun. I mean, I know real adversity. I've seen my sister-in-law, die in a hospital from cancer and leave 2 sons. Adversity has given me perspective in life. I've slept on a floor. I've had my mom live in college with me and sleep in the same bed. I've been without a car. I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, real adversity.
Yeah. And
that adversity shaped and developed me. But for me, just everything goes back to a foundation of faith. And I've just always believed in myself. I mean, you got to have some really unshakable belief to go walk on at Alabama with 150 people and say, oh, yeah, I can do this. But I believe that, and I didn't know any different. And that goes back to, just how I was raised and what the belief that the coaches instilled in me.
Yeah.
What I have accomplished in my life, I would have to be stupid to not believe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Look, once again, back at home, a place that I love dearly, did a lot to me. As you can see, on his wall, Coach Swinney, great guy, great man, and it was a big reason I went to Clemson and decided to stay there for as long as I did. I'm your host, Darien Rencher, joined by...
Yo, it's Anthony Hasan.
To me, during this interview, you get to see why he is one of the GOATs. Like, arguably, definitely top 10, but he could really sneak into that top 5 if he gets one more.
Yeah, dude, it was my first time meeting him, and I just realized, like, why you and everyone else committed there. One of the coolest coaches and just humans in general I've been around, bro. Like, just super authentic. I think everyone uses that word and throws it around lightly, but he wasn't even trying to recruit me. I was like, damn, do I have any eligibility left?
Yeah, like, no, like for real.
I want to play for him.
It's no facade. I mean, the number one question I get with Coach Swinney when people ask me, like, it's like, is it really like that?
Right.
Is he real? Is it fake? I'm like, nah, what you see is what you get. You
no
know?
doubt.
He's 100% like it, love it, hate it.
Yep.
However you feel about it, Coach Swinney's going to be himself. Even this interview, we got to address all the things that people want to know, like NIL, portal, just his take on the whole landscape. Because obviously people look at him and be like, does he know he's doing?
Like, did the game pass him? And I do really I've never heard him expand on some of those things. I feel like I learned a lot from him.
For sure.
Just outside looking in, like his approach to the transfer portal. No one's done it like this. And then if he can win it this year, which I think they will, I think it's going to shut up everyone, obviously. But where does that place him on the legacy list? Is he a top 5 coach of all time? I think he is.
He definitely could be. And like I said, that to me, and it's funny because when we ask him the question, he'll get into his answer on perspective on how he feels about this season or shutting up the naysayers, proving the haters wrong. So I think even his answer is unique. Y'all see that here in a second. But yeah, great coach. I mean, he's done about everything you could do in college football. Like he's been coach of the year. He's won 2 national championships. He's put so many dudes in the league. And then to me, hasn't had one. This is one thing I speak to too. He's one of the few coaches. Like, has kept his nose clean. You never hear anything crazy about him personally.
No.
Which I commend and respect.
Just a good human being.
Yeah, and then I grew up with his kids. Like I said, I played there for 6 years. Had a great experience. So y'all get to see, to me, y'all getting a real team meeting room type pod.
Yeah.
Because like he's like one of the guys.
It was some long team meeting rooms, bro.
No, Swinney, we always said, man, Swinney could talk. We always said full-time preacher, part-time coach.
Yeah, that's fair.
You be sitting in those meetings, and bro's gonna talk. But y'all gonna see, y'all not gonna be waiting for no, like, you gonna get every bit of an answer you can think of.
Yeah,
so,
he can roll, bro. He can roll.
Yeah.
But no, I think that it's so unique the way he said. He does things different than every other coach in college football, but it gets results. 2-time national champion. top 5 team right now going in this year, probably the most talented roster top to bottom in college football. And he never really gives anyone like a full hour, like maybe once a year, every 2 years.
He showed love,
bro.
And it wasn't no Zoom. He gave us an hour
in person,
before
really
practice.
opened up, like some things I've never heard him say before. So he showed a different side to him, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, man, I thought it was great. Like I said, we did it right before practice.
Yeah,
he pulled up in his coach's outfit, had his glasses on, he tucked the whistle. But so yeah, y'all gonna get a really good look. If you've seen Coach Swinney before, it's gonna make you love him even more. If you haven't seen Coach Swinney, you get to see why he's a special coach. So look, if you like the boys, like I said, show us some love, check us out. But at the same time, check the show, check out the platform, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep, show some love to the boys. Appreciate y'all. I know you're gonna enjoy it. Check it out. Peace.
All right, back at home again with a man who needs no introduction. My former coach, 2-time national championship coach, coach of the year, all the above. I feel like just a man of college football. Coach Swinney. What's up, boss? Glad to have you with you.
You're a legend. Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Look, let's get into it. I think so. Obviously, I know a lot of history was here for a lot of it. To me, the cool part about now is seeing a lot of the things that you said over time come true. A lot of people had a lot of opinions over the past couple of years about how you do things and what you should do. But to see you sitting here, program still up, successful, having a good team that has the potential to go win it all, like, how are you feeling?
I mean, it's just a new season. I'm always excited this time of year, starting over. I think that's what drives consistency is just, having, first of all, you got to love what you do.
Yeah.
And then you got to have, it's got to be something more that drives you other than just the result. Right. And for me, it's just always been, I just love what I do. I love where I do it. I love who I do it with. I love football. I like practice. I like the grind. I like putting a team together. I like seeing, okay, well, what can we do this year? And that's just always what's driven me. And, I'm driven by purpose as a man. And we're driven by purpose as a program. And, there's been a lot of things changing college football in my 17 years as a head coach, but our purpose hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And, that drives our consistency. We're not perfect, but we're very consistent there. And I think that's really, the hallmark of our firm. But we got a good team.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys back.
Got the ingredients, as you say, like all the right pieces.
Got the pieces. I mean, we got the tangibles.
Yeah.
I think if you look at teams and you said, hey, what does it take to win a championship, or what does it take to have a good football team? All that stuff. I mean, we have the tangibles. I mean, we got big, strong dudes. They got experience. Got a lot of talent. We got a quarterback that's very confident.
Right.
He's got really good experience. We got some really good skill. We got a kicker that can win a game.
Come on.
So, I mean, you've got tangible, I think, but it's always the intangibles that really, to me, determines whether or not you have a good season or a special season, or somewhere in between. And you got to have a little faith, too. You got to have a little luck along the way. And these guys have already had a little luck because it's like, February, I think, right now.
We ain't been to Jervy?
We have not. We'll go to Jervy tomorrow.
Okay. You got to drop in the grease.
We've had no heat. We've had no heat, and we've had 2 days of just pouring down rain. So we'll be inside. It feels so wet. But they've been fortunate from a weather standpoint so far. But you need a little luck with some key guys, being available. Our best teams, and you were a part of some of those, our best players were available.
Right.
And I think that's always a part of it. But, they've got really good leadership. It's good chemistry. It's a connected team. I think the other thing that's an intangible is, that's hard to quantify is, really believing you're good enough. And that comes from experience of stuff. So everybody's won a championship. There's nobody on the team other than the kids that just got here who haven't won a championship. Right. So they experienced that. Get to the playoff last year.
Yeah.
And, even though we didn't win, in that fourth quarter, you just could see they knew they were good enough.
Right.
And I think that's really fueled them as they go in the offseason. So we're in a good spot. We just gotta just do the work.
You mentioned a little bit about the evolving landscape of college football, and there's been so much noise with NIL and transfer form, the way you've approached it. Would winning a national championship this year, would it feel a little bit more sleek compared to the ones before just because of all the outside noise?
No. Anytime you win a championship, that's awesome. I mean, we won it in And when you don't win it, it sucks. So I've been on both sides of that. But no, I don't live from the outside in, and I never have. You know, I don't live to try to prove people wrong or prove myself right. That's not what motivates me. Yeah. I mean, I just try to do what I think is right, and I just try to live my life of what I believe and what I think is right for Clemson and our team. And somebody else is wrong. You know, I think every situation is different, and you know, but I think we are, as I told our staff a few years ago, there's about to be a lot of chaos. But the more chaos, the better it is for Clemson because we're built for it. And, you know, let's just kind of hang in there. And, you know, so I just think, again, I know there's a lot of narratives out there and all this kind of stuff. And I just, you know, I've never bought into any of that stuff. I mean, we're 5th in the country in wins this decade. We're ahead of where we were last decade.
And that was a special one.
And we're that 3rd winningest decade in the history of college football. And we're ahead after 5 years than we were last decade. We won more championships at this point in the 20s than we did in the teens. We won one up to 2015. We won it in 20. We won it in 22. We won it last year. We won the league 8 out of 10 years. We've been in the playoffs 7 out of 10 years. But, you know, the narratives are created by other people, but the facts are the facts. And so I'm just not motivated by that. I know that's a great story. Everybody, you know, wants to create these stories like, oh, if they go win, oh, it's the ultimate.
Yeah, well, proving everyone wrong.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to prove it all. I just want to be the best Clemson we can be. Yeah. I want to have a great season. I want these kids to be rewarded for the work that they do. All the rest of that stuff, man, people kick rocks. I can care less. I really don't. I mean, because listen, I've done this long enough. You can win, people are still not happy.
Right.
You know, and then you can lose and still, some people still love you, you know? So, I mean, I'm just not motivated or driven by that. I'm really just, you know, motivated by what matters most to me. And that's seeing the group, people come together, grow, develop, and connect it, be committed to being and doing the best, everything they do. And give it all they got. And if you have that, then you live with whatever results you get, regardless of what other people say. But I promise you, if we go win the national championship this year,
it'll be the same.
It ain't gonna be in Tampa or in you know, every team has its own challengers.
Yes.
You know, in 16, we lost in 15, and you know, had the lead in the 4th quarter, and then we come back and a game-winning drive, win it. You know, a lot of people didn't think we could do that, and then, you know, we get punched in the mouth of the playoff in 17, and, you know, we get back at 18, and you beat it. You know, it was 2 14-0 teams, and we win 44-16. You know, we get back at 19, we go undefeated at 19, and we lose in the national championship.
We got some karma down there.
I mean, listen, I've seen it. I've seen it on both sides and all that stuff for me. They're all special. Every team has their own challenges, their own journeys. One of my favorite teams I've ever coached was my 21 team. That's one of the best teams that I've ever been a part of. We didn't win the national championship.
We finished, though.
We didn't even win the league.
Yes.
And that's been one of the best teams I've ever coached. And that's how I measure teams. You know, I mean, that team.
Cheese Bowl champs.
Hey,
come on, man. Cheese Bowl champs, baby.
That team, we had no business winning 10 games there. Really. And it was incredible. But that was a culture season to me.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite teams was 23. 4-4.
Yeah.
And you got Notre Dame going in here, and you've lost in overtime. You've lost in double overtime. I mean, it just wasn't going the way we wanted to. We had 200 plus. That dude got beat, 5 trips inside the 20, got no points. And you got, it's just like things were tough. They didn't quit. 4-4, you got a ranked Notre Dame rolling in, and we beat them.
You told people to buy stock.
We beat them.
Yeah.
And then we beat a good North Carolina team.
Yeah.
And beat a Georgia Tech team. And beat one at South Carolina. And then we go and beat Kentucky in a comeback. And so, you know, every team is different. And there's always challenges. There's always storylines. You know, your best player could get hurt. In 21, we had all them guys hurt. We had everybody hurt.
No, everybody was out.
But they just kept playing. We kept finding a way. And so I'm just, man, if we win it, it'll be great.
Yeah.
But it'll be over the next day.
Right. Then you got to get ready for
and
the
then
next
it's
one.
about, okay, let's go do it again.
Yeah.
You know, let's try again.
Speaking to that, even talking this year's team, we sat down with Cade. He told us a story I guess it was after the 23 season where it was he had a rough year. He came to you in his office and basically you said you had other guys that wanted to come and play here, but you said, hey, I'm believing you, Cade. And he kind of mentioned that moment as like a turning point in his career, his confidence. He felt that was like the moment where like I believe in myself. Like speak to that moment on your POV from your standpoint.
Well, I mean, you know, in 23, he's a first-year starter, and again, you go to Duke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we've lost 2 games like ever when we rush for 200 plus and throw for 200 plus. And we had like 5 turnovers, and it was crazy. 2 block kicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a crazy. You get beat, and then you lose in double overtime.
Yeah.
At Miami, you're going in to score on the 1. We had the 1 twice, first and goal on the 1, and got no points. Like that. That's like,
they just don't have.
That's like weird stuff.
Yeah.
And you lose in double overtime. Then you got Florida State. You lead the entire game until a minute to go, and they sack you, and it's a scoop, pops up to him. It's a touchdown.
Yeah.
You go in overtime, you get beat, and it was just a crazy year, you know. But when you really study Cade, I mean, like this guy he's a gym rat, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talk about a guy that loves ball. He's made of the right stuff, and you've always heard me say,
right,
if it either grinds you up or shines you up. It's all about what you're made of on the inside.
Right.
And I know his heart. I know his work ethic. I know his intentions. This kid he lives his life from the inside out. And I just hurt for him in the moment,
mm-hmm.
but I also knew that it was shining him up. And I watched him as he finished Notre Dame against Sam Hartman,
right,
Drake May, Haynes King, Spencer Rattler. Was that dude from Kentucky? He's somewhere in the NFL
Will
too.
Levis?
No, it's another guy. It was another guy. He transferred from Mississippi State, but he all of a sudden here we go, and I could see him, and so we met in the off season, and you know, I mean, because he wouldn't use his legs, it wasn't something he'd never done, and you got to understand Cade Klubnik too, like that
baller,
like.
Gamer.
Well, here's his life. You know, he never lost a game.
Yeah,
he had the perfect life, like. State championship, state championship. Never lost a game. Undefeated. Westlake, you know.
Texas.
He's
Mr.
Drew
Texas.
Brees. You know, he's Mr. Texas. Oh, he's in the Elite 11. Wins the Elite 11. Oh, he comes to Clemson. Well, he's kind of, and then I put him in the ACC championship game. MVP. MVP. Like he's got this charmed life, right? And everything's great. He really had never had, and then all of a sudden, like, now he's in a skillet.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because you're at Clemson and you know, he's turning the ball over too much.
Right.
He's taking too many TFLs.
Yeah.
He's taking too many sacks. He refuses to use his legs. Like, I'm about to lose my mind, you know, because it's 2nd and 10, and, you know, they're playing drop 8, and he could run and make it 3rd and 3.
Right.
But no, it's 3rd and 10.
Right.
Because he's sitting there, you know, and so this is just, but you got to play the game, and he's a first-year guy. But I know his heart, I know how he studies, I know how he prepared, and so we go into that offseason, and honestly, it was my first experience with the insanity of this portal and agents and all this stuff. It was really my first experience. I couldn't believe it.
So people are calling you.
Oh, man, I got text messages, I got people calling people to call people to come to me. Hey, now look, coach, you know, hey, such and such, you know, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but hey, you know, and I had finally just had enough of it, and I'm like, look, man, and so I know if I'm hearing that,
right,
I felt like, well, Cade's probably, you know, getting that stuff
for sure,
and I just didn't want him to have any doubt. Hey, man, look, you're the guy. Like you're gonna get better.
Yeah,
like this. People forget this is a developmental game. This is not. You don't just poof, show up and be elite. Like you have to work at this game.
Right.
And that's, you know, and so I just felt like it was important that he heard that from me, because I'm sure there was a lot of noise.
Right.
We're never going to win with this guy. Swinney's crazy. This guy's terrible. You know, we got to go get a real quarterback. We'll never, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And so I just called him in and I said, hey, look, let me tell you something. And I went through and I said, now here's what we got to do. You know, the game has got to, every time we get to the game, it speeds you up. We've got to get you to a point to where you slow the game down.
Yeah.
And the only way that's going to happen is we've got to practice with, and not just go out there and run around, but true game mentality, intensity. And that way, when you get to the game, you don't have to do anything different. And then we need to watch this. Like understand why you took all these TFLs. where he's not putting his eyes on the right thing. He's making the wrong decision. He's keeping the ball when he should be giving it, et cetera. All these sacks that you took that shouldn't have been sacks, your absolute just refusal to use your legs. And he never really had to use his legs, And so these are things, and then you got to become the leader. You're not the leader. Yeah. You're a leader. You got to become leader. So these are things we talked about. And man, this kid, and I said, but let me tell you something. Here's what we're going to do. But here's what I know. I believe in you, and I know you're the guy. I mean, like, dude, you got a special talent. Now you got to get bigger. You got to get strong. You got to physically develop a little bit more. You got to work on all these things mentally, but you got to buy in to all this stuff. And if you do that, I really believe you're going to take a good step. Yeah. And I just want you to know, I don't care what you hear. I don't want you to think that there's, ghosts and goblins, in the dark corner somewhere. Let me tell you something. If you hear it ain't true. Yeah. You're my guy. All right, you're the guy, and that's it. So,
but that's rare because we've been other places, and some of these coaches, now, kind of politely escort you out. Yeah. It's different everywhere. So I think that's commendable. And then even speaking to, he did it, and now I think even talking to him, he's like, they told me I sucked last year, so I listen to nobody this year.
Yeah, so a great learning lesson for him, right? Yeah. Like, this is a kid that has aspirations of playing at the next level. So what a great learning lesson. Yeah. 12 months ago, you're the worst thing ever. Yeah. You are terrible. 12 months later, you're going to be in the Heisman race. You're number one pick in the draft. Well, let me tell you something. You don't listen to any of that. Yeah. Just do the work. Like, just like you had to have the discipline to not believe that, and not listen, you have to have the same type of discipline to not believe that either. Yeah. Neither one of those things are good for you when you're in the battle. Yeah. Like, you just need to do the work, lose yourself in the work, and block all that stuff out. You've heard me say a million times: feed the focus, starve the distractions. Mm. If you feed the distractions, you're starving the focus. Yeah. So if this is what you really want to do, lose yourself in the work. And I'm going to tell you, he is incredibly disciplined when it comes to that. Yeah. And that served him well. But his confidence is so high, and he's not afraid to make a mistake. He's got a great circle around him. But I would say he has this awesome foundation to life. He's very strong in his faith. Yeah. And he's just grounded the right way. And, no matter what happens in his life, Cade Klubnik's he's going to be fine.
Absolutely. Right. It's just incredible to hear, like, the power of belief. I think every young athlete wants a coach like you in his corner, and, like, the ability to turn that around so quickly is really cool to hear. And him turning that point with adversity, I wanted to ask you, Coach, because you've had your share of adversity as well early in your career. ESPN had you as a D+ hire when you first got here, which is crazy to hear now because you're one of our coaching legends, one of the most winningest coaches in college football history. You win 6 games in 2010. I'm sure there was a lot of outside noise. I just would love to know from your perspective, Coach, like, what did you learn about adversity getting through those moments?
Well, I mean, that my whole life I've had to deal with adversity, literally, so football ain't adversity to me. It's fun. I mean, I know real adversity. I've seen my sister-in-law, die in a hospital from cancer and leave 2 sons. I have adversity has given me perspective in life. I've slept on a floor. I've had my mom live in college with me and sleep in the same bed. I've been without a car. I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, real adversity. Yeah. And that adversity shaped and developed me. But for me, just everything goes back to a foundation of faith. And I've just always believed in myself. I mean, you got to have some really unshakable belief to go walk on at Alabama with 150 people and say, "Oh yeah, I can do this." Yeah. But I believe that, and I didn't know any different. And that goes back to, just how I was raised and what the belief that the coaches instilled in me. Yeah. What I have accomplished in my life, I would have to be stupid to not believe. Mm. I know that God is in charge, whether we win a game or we don't win a game. God is sovereign. Yeah. And that's just how I look at it. And I believe that God never says oops. I believe that, I'm called to glorify him, to be a great husband and father, and to use this game, this platform of education and football to build great men. And that's what I love to do. That's the transformation that I get to see in young people become fathers and husbands and men. I love that. But yeah, I mean, nobody likes criticism, but when I spent 13 years at Alabama, so you better have some thick skin if you're playing and coaching at Alabama.
Yeah.
So I was prepared for that, and I knew when I got the job that there would be, this and that. But I wear that like, I got that framed in my office.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there, D+. I'm a D+. But it's all about how you see it.
It's motivation.
Well, it's all about how the Bible says in Matthew 6:22, it says, your eye is a lamp to your body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a good eye, your body will be full of light.
Yeah.
So I always say, is it half full or is it half empty?
Right.
It's not about how, and then we got, our little dream big.
Yeah.
It's not about how other people see you. So if your eye is a lamp to your body, what's most important in all of our life is not how other people see you, it's how you see you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's how you perceive. It's how you think. That is a powerful thing, that self-mastery of your mind. And so how do you see it? Okay, well, all right, D+. Well, man, I'm glad I got the plus, right? and how about man, the D is for Dabo. How about the plus? It ain't even a plus, it's a cross. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's all about how you look at things.
Perspective, yeah.
It's all about your perspective. And your perspective comes from your experiences in life. So I just know that God didn't bring me here to fail, and God didn't just bring me here. Yeah. I know there's a purpose in me coming to Clemson, and I just believe that. So just because somebody says this, it still comes back to the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Yeah. It doesn't say, as ESPN saith, so is he.
Yeah.
It's as a man thinketh, so is he. And that's what I've always tried to teach. That's what I've always tried to instill in the young people that have come across me is, hey, man, you control your thoughts. Like, we all have that choice. And listen, growth follows belief. If you think that's half empty, well, everything's going to grow that way. All right? And so, again, Matthew 6:22, your eye is a lamp to your body. So, man, we got to have a good eye.
Yeah.
And if you have a good eye, your body will be full of light, and you'll bring light to darkness. And when you have, tough moments in life, things don't go your way, people are criticizing, if you really live that and believe that and build your life on that, you'll find the right perspective to help you keep going. That's how I go about it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things you should always tell us, 'cause I'm pushing 30 now. I turned 28 this year. You're like, I want you to see me at 30 and still like me. And growing up here, that was one of the things why I wanted to stay here, play here. Even speak to this, I got a really good recruiting class. Probably the best we've had. We've won with a lot of top recruiting class, but y'all had a really good one come through here right now. And people see the resounding things like guys are talking about, I come to Clemson and I'm going to become a better man. Like, what about the program from the outside looking in? People like, what's going on at Clemson? I always says the people, but you've obviously built it. What makes this place special?
Yeah, it is the people. The people make the place, for sure. We always say the man makes the brand.
Yeah.
But, it's a special place, man. It's one of those places that people don't really understand until they come and, experience. I've been here it's my 23rd year. It's my Jordan year. So I'll be a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
You got
to
the lingo now.
Yeah, man. But, there's a reason why I stayed here, raised my family here. I love it. There's a reason why we rarely have turnover on our staff.
Yeah.
Which is such a blessing.
In the last 3 years, in the craziest time in 160 years of football, anybody can leave anytime they want. We're top in the country in graduation and retention.
Yeah.
Fewest players leaving our program. It ain't like these guys, like we hold them hostage.
Right.
Like they can leave anytime they want. But what makes this place special is there really is value in the place that you're at. There's value in who you're doing life with, the people you're doing life with. Mm-hmm. There's value in that.
I know.
And our kids know that. And so it's not that there's not our guys, there's a financial piece now, but our process is the same. We talk a lot about alignment.
Right.
To really be successful in anything, especially in this deal, you got to have some alignment. Yeah. From a university standpoint, but for us too, when it goes into recruiting, we're always fewest in offers.
Yeah.
But we have the most wins in the past 16 years. Now, Alabama has 3 or 4 more wins, but Coach Saban, they can't get all the credit for what Coach Saban was there with. Yeah. So we're second in wins as a program, but over the last 16 years. We've won 10 championships in 10 years, 2 national championships, 8 conference titles. And But it all goes back to how we put it together on the front end. It's 14 9+ win seasons in a row. That's happened 4 times in the history of football.
Saban, Coach Fisher.
In the history of football. All right? And people love to say, well, y'all don't play nobody. Well, are we the only team that don't play nobody? I mean, there's 130 teams out there. How come it's only happened 4 times in 160 years? We've played Alabama in 3 national championships. I mean, you can check the
SEC,
stats.
Big Ten.
Yeah. But I mean, we have this process that we believe in. And for me, it hasn't changed a bit. There's a process of alignment. Well, first of all, do they fit the purpose here? Mm-hmm. It's purpose. Do they value education? If they don't, let's move on. Mm-hmm. It ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting time? Yeah. I just believe in my job, honestly, now it's to fight for the future of Clemson, but to fight for the future of these kids, the 30-year-old version of these kids. Yeah. That's what I got to fight for that. And if I don't fight for that, then I'm just a follower. I'm not a leader anymore. I'm just a follower. And when I got this job, I said, no, I don't want to be like them. I want for people to want to be like Clemson. Yeah. All right. We want to be, uncommon amongst the uncommon, right, if you will. And so, and I think we have done that, but it goes back to that alignment. Do they fit the purpose? And truly, they value education. They want to graduate. They want to be equipped as a man. They want to be held accountable. They want structure. They want to, have a great experience. They really, that's the they fit that. And then are they passionate? Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that like football. Right. But there's not as many that love it.
Right.
Especially now.
And when you love it, you're going to do what it takes. Right. And then who are they as people? Yeah. Who are they as people? Not just what their film says. Who are they as people? And do they fit the people here? And do they fit the place? We know Clemson. Do they fit Clemson? Mm-hmm. And then there's a price. There's a financial piece.
How is that now? Then
it's great. It's never been. I mean, it's awesome. To me, it's been. We've done Paul Journey for 16 years. We've always had financial literacy, tax education. We've done all these things. But now we have an opportunity. We have real world application. 81% of the guys who've gotten a shot to go to the NFL since I've been a head coach have made it. Yeah. And one of the reasons that they're making it at that level, at that rate, which is incredible, is because the holistic approach that we have here. They're prepared. But now we have even more of an opportunity to prepare them. But it's not we don't outbid people. We just don't.
I know you hear crazy stories nowadays. People bid wars.
No, we don't outbid people. We don't do any of that stuff.
How do you feel about the freshmen? If you were the commissioner of college football, if you had, how would you do if you could make everybody do a certain type of thing? Because freshmen around the country, some people are getting paid higher than guys on the team.
Well, honestly, I mean, if I could go poof the magic dragon and do something, I wish there was a way for these kids to defer money. I wish there was a way for them to, okay, hey, because they're going to need it at 28. Yeah. Right. This is not a game of longevity. Yeah. Right. And you got a lot of kids making decisions simply on money, and then they're getting there, and if they don't perform, first time away from home, football's hard, and you got to understand the difference in pros and college. When the pros are evaluating, they're evaluating peers. Mm-hmm. They're watching Peter Woods versus Blake Miller. Yeah. TJ Parker versus Tristan Lee. It's peer on peer. They're watching, Wesco versus Avion Terrell. Right. When we're evaluating high school kids, it's not peer on peer.
Yeah, it could be.
How many people,
playing real ball.
How many people did Braden Jacobs see in high school that could really challenge him? Correct. How many people walked up on TJ Moore every night and went, okay, nobody. All right, dog, me and you all night, Friday night. Nobody, unless there's a dude over the top. Correct. So there's projection in high school recruiting. Yeah. You have to evaluate very well. Yeah. And so that's really been our key. We've evaluated well, we've developed well, we've retained well. Yeah. And that's how we've won. And again, we're fortunate because been here, we're established, and the kids know that if they do the work, they're going to get better. They're going to have an opportunity. Right. That's what I'm bringing them here to do. If I got to, I'm not going to run a kid off. As long as he's a good kid and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's going to be here till he graduates. Yeah. And that's our philosophy. But it all goes back to how we put it together on the front end. And we're very disciplined in how we do that. Like there's a lot of 5 stars, they don't ever get an offer from Clemson. There's some 2 stars that we go, we love that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes there's some 5 stars and we go, we love that guy. But it's not always, we're very convicted in how we go about our business. I mean, our average recruiting has been, I think, a little over 13 since I've been the head coach.
Yeah.
But we've won more games than anybody in the last 16 years. As a head coach, we got the most draft picks of anybody in America.
Development.
So we've developed and we've evaluated well. And so I guess, you know, for me, I just think that if it's about, for a high school kid, where he's going to get the most money as a freshman, we ain't getting him. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. And everybody can make their own decisions. But it's too much. If I got to make that type of investment, I need to see, I'm going to go get Will Help. Where I can see peer on peer.
Fair enough.
And I can have more confidence. Yeah. Because here's what happens. If you want to have good retention, and my number one thing is to retain the kids in this roster that have performed and deserve it. So let's say you got a kid, a really good player that's a freshman, he's just getting here. Right. And now you've got this other kid you're recruiting. Well, this kid makes freshman All-American, has a great year. Mm-hmm. Well, do you think he's going to take less than what the guy who hadn't even played a snap?
Yeah, you can't.
No, that's the floor. Like that, you ain't even and you can't pay everybody because now there's going to be a cap. Right. And so I think it's just awesome that we're heading in this era. But I guess for me, if I wanted to just wave a wand, I wish, especially for the freshmen, I wish there was some type of freshman deal. You know, they can still do the NIL. Yeah. It just has to meet a standard. I mean, they've created this new thing, and you gotta go through the NIL go, and there's a process, and that's great. Yeah. But from the rev share standpoint, like the NFL, the money doesn't go to the draft picks. The money goes to the roster. Yeah. Used to, way back before 2011, the money went to the draftees, and you'd have guys holding out, and then a lot of guys never made it. Right. And so I think at some point that'll probably happen in college, but I wish there was a way for them to be able to, other than just doing it on their own. I wish there was some type of system where they could defer money, which would take pressure off of,
no splurges.
Some of the situations that come their way. Yeah. I think the older version of them would appreciate You're 28 and you think differently now than you did at 17, right? Of course.
And it's real money now. You know,
it's real.
And as guys are making, we told one of the guys, like, the amount of money some of these college guys, you writing the checks. To leave college, you have to go spend 10 years climbing the ladder to Fortune 500 company to make some money to make it. And I'm not saying don't splurge, don't get the chain, don't get the car, but it's not free money. It's real money that you can put away and do something with.
Yeah, and again, there's a reason why we have laws in our society, right? Like because data says there's a reason why car insurance is way more expensive for a 17, 18-year-old than it is for a 26-year-old. Right. Because data says that you're just more mature, more developed, more experienced. And it's the same thing. I mean, you can't even, drink alcohol till you're 21. Yeah. But now you got real decisions, and these are kids going away from home for the first time, and all that stuff goes away quick when it's 6 a.m. and it's time to work. Yeah. And so I think it's a great opportunity, and my biggest thing is they've kept it scholastic. Like we have to educate our young people through this game. A lot of people are getting access to education through the game, and we can never get away from that. Right. Because if we do, there's going to be a bunch of 27, 28-year-olds with no degrees, and I don't think that's a good result.
Yeah, and so much is said about the whole transfer portal thing. You alluded to it, where guys can kind of leave at any point, and the whole thing. And you guys have brought in 5 guys, I believe, in the past 5 years. Just wanted to see what your take was on that, because I know we touched on culture a little bit. Is it because you feel like it would interfere maybe with the culture you've brought if you're bringing in guys from other programs?
Well, I mean, that's why we recruit these guys. Yeah. It's like we live in a society where as soon as somebody gets excited about recruiting somebody, they forget about them. Yeah. And if the guy, if he's not like, Trevor Lawrence as a freshman, it's like, well, he ain't no good. Right. And I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, that's such a lack of understanding and respect for how hard this freaking game is. Oh, yeah. This game is a hard game. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've seen, 3rd and 4th year players become amazing players that weren't very good at their 1st and 2nd year. I mean, there's everybody comes from different situations, but I if I got no problem with the portal, and everybody, when the portal happened, I've been the head coach at Clemson a long time. So if I'm having, everybody gave me a hard time. I go, well, my portal's in the locker room. Well, it is. That's what the heck they're here for. So this guy graduates. Yeah. Well, that's what I recruited you for.
Of course, yeah. Next man up.
Like, this is what he's here for.
Yeah.
Like, so if otherwise, why did we recruit these guys?
Yeah.
And so that was our process. And again, I don't judge other people, because now if you take a job somewhere,
you got to win.
Well, not only that, if I left today and took a job, half the team leaves.
Yeah.
They didn't come there to play for me. So now you can't go sign 40 freshmen.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to build your roster.
Right.
So I have no issue with that. But for our situation, when all this happened, like, we look at our roster and we say, okay, all right, are we getting the high school kids that we want, and do we project them to be really good? As long as we can say yes, like last year, for example. And then if we need to use the portal, we will. Right. Well, that's what happened. So we've just used it as we've needed, and we've won. We've won the league 3 out of the last 5 years. Been 7 playoffs in 10 years. So who's done that? Who's done that?
Nobody.
But like last year, for example, we had a kid on the team that I thought really could develop. But kids can get impatient now. Yeah. It's just become easy to move on, and we just made it that way. And so we had a young kid leave at D-line, and then we thought one of the best D linemen in America who was committed to us. And I don't know, a week before signing day, he decides he's backing out. Yeah. So, and again, there's like a point of no return for us for a freshman. And so I went, well, now we got to go to the portal, boys, because we need a dude. Because there was no high school kid to go get.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said, all right, let me see all the D linemen, and I watched every defensive end.
Wow.
And I watched Will Helt, and I said, this is the guy. And I called him, and in fact, he was the only kid I called, and FaceTimed him. He answered the phone.
Nice. That's crazy. Yeah, I see you pop on FaceTime.
Yeah, and I called him, and he ended up coming, and I know I took less money to come to Clemson than the other places, but it all fit. It all fit, and he's doing well. Don't worry, he having trouble paying the light bill.
Yeah,
but it wasn't about that.
Right.
He was really looking for who we are. He fit So my point is, if we go to the portal, the process is the same for us.
It's recruiting. Yeah,
it's the purpose, it's the passion, it's the people, it's the place, and then we'll figure that. If we're all on the same page there, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But if it's just that, well, then we're not the right place, and that's okay.
It is.
And so we had to go to the portal. So we got him. Well, we needed a veteran linebacker. Got Jeremiah, I knew Jeremiah. Recruited him out of high school, and then we had a young receiver leave, go to Arizona State, and we had a veteran receiver who didn't want to be a backup, who went to Kentucky. And so all of a sudden, we loved our guys. I didn't need a starter. But I needed to go find me a kid and we went and got Tristan Smith out of Southeast Missouri, and he's a dude. And he was so happy to come to Clemson. Yeah. But our process was the same. He really fit. And so we'll use it if we have to. Right. But I hope that when Walker Parks leaves and Blake Miller leaves and Tristan Lee leaves, that I got these dudes ready to. That's what we recruited Braden Jacobs for.
Step up.
That's what we recruited Easton Ware for. That's what we're recruiting all these kids that are committed to us for.
Yeah.
That's what and I've played a lot of great freshmen.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with playing a freshman? I've had a lot of great freshmen around here. And then guess what? Like, I went and got Wesco and TJ Moore last year, and they had great freshman year. And guess what? I get them for more than 1 year.
There you go. Yeah.
So, that's how we built the program, is getting people to buy into really, who we are and the way we go about it.
All right, we got to get you out of here. We got a couple of hot takes, quick takes. These are quick ones. You got to go to practice.
Yeah, you got time.
All right. People don't know, you athlete still, you know what I'm saying? You get it in. Basketball, football, all this stuff. I want to ask you this question. Amongst college football head coaches, if you had to line it up right now, cash prize, whatever, $1 million, whatever, if there was a 1v1, like one-on-one drills, how you feel you coming out? Just amongst the guys you feel like you're going to come out on top?
I mean,
Deion ain't got no feet no more.
Is it like receiver DB?
Deion can't play. No, if you're playing receiver, maybe go both sides, because guys got to play both ways.
You talking about playing football or
playing
basketball?
Football. No, football.
Football.
One-on-one drill. You're a receiver. You got to play a little DB.
I can still hold on. I'm still
amongst the head coaches.
I'm still quicker than most probably.
Yeah.
But I can hold on.
I think you'll beat Kirby.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah. Who would be the next
Deion's
best
only one,
candidate?
but Deion can't.
Deion's
Deion's not
got
healthy rate. I think Swinney's up
like
there.
7 toes,
Fran
bro.
might give you a little run. you bigger than Fran, so other than that, I mean, I think you.
Yeah, I hope I don't have to find out. Yeah, but put me on the basketball court. Maybe pickleball.
Pickleball, you think?
Might
Okay.
move around a little better. Yeah, football. Yeah, pull something quick doing that. But
Yeah.
no, I still
I see
stay
it.
active.
Yeah, I see it.
I hope I'm always an athlete.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you about relationship advice. What's the best way to
quick
find
dating
your
advice.
wife?
Best way to find your wife?
Yes, sir.
For the people, quick dating. You got 3 boys. All of them.
Best way to find your wife is church.
Okay.
Find,
a good woman.
I mean, to me, the best way to find your wife is to be her friend first.
Yeah.
Somebody that you truly, a friend with and enjoy being with. My wife and I met in the 1st grade and started
grade.
Yeah, started going together in the 6th grade.
What does that mean? Just like hanging out?
Talking.
Yeah,
what y'all
okay.
call talking today.
stage.
But
Yeah.
we were kind of going together, and then I broke up with her. But we were always best friends. And then we started dating in high school when I could drive, and then dated all through high school, through college, and been married 31 years. And
Come on.
But we were great friends.
Yeah.
So my best advice is find somebody that you really, truly, obviously you got to be attracted to them and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but that you really enjoy their friendship.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it starts. Like somebody that you really, truly can connect with on a deep level from a friend standpoint that you have fun with. And I think it starts there. That's my best advice. And then you gotta find somebody that you're aligned with the big things in life.
Yeah.
If you ain't on the same page with the big things in life, it probably ain't gonna work.
It's fair.
Which
We're
player scared you the most as a head coach going against him? Since you're coaching days.
Yeah,
as head
somebody
coach.
asked me that. I don't know where I was. It might have been media day. Somebody asked me that question. I've been this is my 17th year as the head coach. And I've said this. there's been a lot of amazing players, amazing D linemen, receivers, quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, backs. I've seen them all. But I always tell everybody that the 2 guys on offense that just made me hold my breath and I'd be like, thank God we got him down. Was Lamar Jackson and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Those 2 dudes were really special. And we won most of the time, but man, I just great respect for them as players and their talent. And then Luke Kuechly. I forgot about Luke. Luke Kuechly. I told this story, used to drive me crazy. I would be so mad. You get ready, you get scouting report, you get ready to go in these games, and you're like, this guy's averaging 20 tackles a game. Yeah. And I'd be like, listen, if this freaking guy has 20 tackles a game, I'm gonna lose my mind. Get next Sunday, he's got 21 tackles, he's caused a fumble. He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You couldn't block him.
I know.
You could not block him. And his motor, he just played at a higher level than everybody else on the field. It was just unbelievable. And it just didn't matter what you did. You're going to come out of the game and he's going to have a bunch of tackles and he's going to be disruptive. And he was an unbelievable player. I've always had a ton of respect for him.
It's my last one. We out because we got to get you practice. Is if you Mount Rushmore for you, you had 4 players that you've coached that you can build a team with right now. Give me the 4.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Give me the 4 you picking. Give me 4 good ones.
Good luck with that, Rench. You know that ain't happening. But I'm going to give you Grady Jarrett.
I already know you're going to give me Grady.
I'll just give you Grady Jarrett right out of the gate, and I'll just start right there with Grady. I'm going to start
Cornerstone.
I'm going to start right in the middle. I'm going to go with Grady Jarrett. That guy, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable human being, unbelievable competitor, 2-star recruit. Just the way he was wired, it's just incredible. And I always say, I tell our team all the time, we're all enjoying the shade of this tree that other people planted years ago. And he is one of those guys, he's an OG, man. But if I could draft from my team, if I could draft, I'm going to tell you, he was a 5th rounder for the NFL. He's going to be a 1st rounder for old Coach Swinney. That guy is special. And I'll stop there.
That's fair. You don't want to
I'll
get
stop
text.
there because everybody that I've ever coached, they all get tired of me talking about Grady Jarrett. But they all give me a pass. But as soon as I say somebody else, I'm gonna have 29 text messages. Wait a minute, I saw what you said. You didn't pick me. So
correct. That's the same answer. That's good.
It's like your father. I love all my kids. It's my
right.
teams. I love all my teams.
Of course.
I love all my teams. I love all my players. They're like your
nobody
children.
can argue with that one. Last one. Close
last one on my end. Do you have any new Swinney-isms for this season?
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
They'll be there.
Do they just come off the cuff, or like, are there any prepared? Can you break any news here? Like, what we got?
Most are probably off the cuff, but there's several that are prepared, especially as this time of year. As I go in and I talk about, kind of set the tone for what I want in camp stuff. I've always got a few things that will resonate with the team.
Let's do this in unison. So I went to the Falcons camp. I don't know if you've seen this clip. I asked all the guys. It was like Rook, Ray, Grady when Grady was still there. AJ, I was like, tell me what's the thing you remember most from Coach Swinney? I will do what I can
while I can, so that when I cannot, I will not. Wish that I would have when I could have.
Yep. There you have it. Look, Coach, thank you. Love you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
For the time.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
It's going to be a great year.
Appreciate you.